The jury questions Chad and Jeffrey tonight on Big Brother Cheesecake. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake. It's day 83 inside the house, and Chad and Jeffrey are the final two. They were asked questions by each of the jurors. They were asked to answer them. They did so. Now I can reveal their answers. Just like on the show, I was planning on having a special guest in the jury house. You know how there was Dr. Will, Ian, Terry. I asked around some former Big Brother Canada people that I had met in Niagara, and they all either didn't respond or politely said no. So, oh well, that's how it is. They're probably all busy shopping at the Sears Liquidation Center. Anywho, let's get to the questions. Debbie asks, Chad, were your comments during the game reflective to who you are, or was it all a show for the game? Chad responds, my comments during the game were a combination of the two. My outgoing, annoying comments are reflective of who I am, although most of the mean comments were more to throw people off their game. Okay. Chris asks, Jeffrey, who would you have evicted if you won the last HOH? Jeffrey says, flat out, Chad. Chad had a rebuttal to this, which was, I would have been evicted even though me and Jeffrey had a final two deal. Both of us didn't care about the final two because he had voted to evict me twice, and I would have voted to evict him if he was on the block. Aiton asks, which players did you know prior to the game starting, and how well do you know them? Chad, I knew Debbie, Lisa, Marissa, and Samantha through work before the game started. Didn't know them too well, just from working together. I also knew Charlene before the game started. She is my great-great-grandmother. Jeffrey says to that, I knew Tiffany coming into this game. We worked together from December 2011 to May 2012. How specific. Next, Marissa. Chad, why should someone who was evicted and came back from a juju island deserve to win the game? Chad says to that, I deserve to win because I played the game the hardest. I was always commenting and stirring up drama. I won all of the comps I needed to win, one to bring me back into the game after I was evicted, and one to bring me to the final two. Jeffrey says, I definitely don't think a returning player deserves to win. Chad came back and was brought to the final three by Tiffany and I. We definitely felt Lisa and Debbie played better games and played with more integrity. Lisa asks, do you feel that your actions throughout the game attributed to any of the house guests quitting? Oh, did ya? Jeffrey, definitely not. I stayed out of the bullshit. Samantha attacked me during the hot potato competition, and at that point I did not know she had it out for me. Good point. She blew up her spot and ultimately made her own decision to walk away from the game. Angela and John I hardly interacted with. I was HOH the week John walked, and he could have simply used his fast forward. To that same question, I lost it now. Chad, yes, I believe the house guest probably would have quit either way, but I'm sure my comments and actions sped the process up. It was never my intention to have anyone quit, and I apologize for that. Tiffany asks, if you could change one thing about your game, what would it be and why? Chad says, it would be to win more comps. Although I didn't need to win comps to save me, I just relied on my social game which carried me to the final two. It would have been nice to evict some of my enemies earlier. To that same question, Jeffrey says, I would have set more alarms for myself to wake up during the clockwork competition. I lost it because I fell asleep and slept through my alarm. I can't think of anything else I would change about my game. I won as many competitions as I could, and strategized hard using every possible opportunity to make a move that would advance my game. And if the move wouldn't advance my game, it would put a target on someone else's back. And last but not least, unless I'm missing one, I just want to make sure. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Melanie says, very important question. What's your favorite kind of... Oh, I read this wrong. Very important question. What's your favorite kind of cookie? Jeffrey says, oatmeal chocolate chip with a touch of cinnamon. Okay. Chad says... Melanie, your question is the same as your impact on this game. Irrelevant. Okay. Then their final plea speech. I'll read Jeffrey's. Jeffrey's was very long, but I will read it anyway. Be prepared, this is kind of long. The moment the game started, I knew I was a target. I was the very first person infected with the Big Brother virus, so I knew I would have to start playing the game right away. From then on, I took every opportunity presented to me. When I was picked for the first POV, I could have thrown it and let the nominees and HOH duke it out. But instead, I made it my mission to win, so I could use it as a tool to build relationships and make deals. Winning that first POV opened the door for me to have conversations with people and working together. It got me into an alliance of 5 plus 2 side deals outside of the alliance. I also made sure when I won the veto in the first 2 weeks that the person I was targeting went home. I wanted to get Red Mall and stayed out of the game early. Racist! And I had to make it happen. When at least 2 members of my alliance turned on me when Adam was evicted and the hot potato competition was happening, I had to change my strategy. I couldn't pull the strings from the sidelines making moves through others. I had to win competitions, win advantages, and fight to stay in the game week after week. When I realized Debbie and Chad flipped at the Adam vote, and when Aiton was working to get me nominated, I regrouped and focused on my core alliance with Tiffany and Melanie. I always made sure I knew what was going on in the entire house by having conversations with almost everyone to figure out where their head was at so I could stay one step ahead. Having a showmance this season with Charlene was also a bold strategy move. Saving her week 1 put a huge target on my back, but I could tell instantly that Charlene's personality would keep the target on her, and she was a nominee several times. Knowing I could win competitions, I knew she would be evicted before me and would be a jury vote for me to win. And jury management is an extremely important part of the game, which is why I didn't resort to the belligerent antics Chad engaged in throughout the season. Saving my advantage and using it to evict Charlene and keep Tiffany is what got me to where I am in the game. I knew I needed someone strong to win the final 4 HOH since I wouldn't be able to compete. I looked far down the road and winning the vetoes straightened our side. I lost my spot. While Chad was using bullying and antagonistic tactics to stay relevant, I was true to the Big Brother game. I won 6 vetoes, 2 HOHs, and 1 advantage. I stayed clear of the immature bullshit that went on, and I worked hard every day to get myself to the end. I had the opportunity to evict Chad for the last 2 weeks, but his behavior and attitude made him the ideal candidate to sit next to in the final 2. Usually in Big Brother, I don't respect bringing someone to the final 2 for that reason, but there is no runner-up prize here. There is, a $25 Cheesecake Factory gift card for 2nd place. So I stand by my decision to evict Lisa and Debbie. I hope you as the jury use your vote to reward my gameplay. I've been a consistent competitor, a wise strategist, and I played the game with class from start to finish. Fuck. That was like in Kenny vs. Spenny when they had to put on a play and Spenny's play was 16 acts. Okay. Chad says, vote for me. This game wouldn't have been the same without me. If you can't bring yourself to vote for me to win, then vote for Jeffrey to lose. Well, it's been an exciting season. Jury members, you have until midnight tonight to cast your vote for the winner. You do it privately. You have to say, I vote for so-and-so to win, Big Brother Cheesecake, or your vote is reversed. Make sure you vote for the winner. Don't be a topaz. And with that said, how will the jury members react to Chad and Jeffrey's answers to the final questions? And we will have an announcement on whether or not we will have a future season of Big Brother Cheesecake from Bob Bullet, YouTube, CEO of YouTube. That's tomorrow and Sunday. Who will succeed? Who will fail? And who will be the apprentice? I mean, who will win Big Brother Cheesecake, Chad or Jeffrey? We are just 2 days away from crowning a winner. I'm Andrew Shevsik. Take care. Bye-bye.